welcome to Audible Meme. Today we will be discussing Amazon and Google getting into the oil industry.
That's a joke, right?
Yeah, it's a joke. Last time I said the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
I know, but that's just kind of the thing that you talk about, so...
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was cautious to say it, because it's actually something we might talk about. I am joined by my frequent and gracious co-hosts, Sean and Adam.
Pog.
For real, I
Adam's
think...
birthday tomorrow. Say happy birthday to Adam,
Yes,
chat.
if you're in chat
law.
and you don't say happy birthday to Adam, I will ban you. I do not care. If I see
love
you,
our audience
you're
here.
going down, okay? You best say happy birthday. And, right, so, boys, is there anything you guys want to put on the table?
I have one thing I'd like to openly discuss, just because it kind of relates to last week. Not in a movie sense, but just what I was doing at the time.
Oh, okay.
So, I always, whenever I, talk and ramble for, 9 years, I always play a nice game in the background, and I recently bought the Mafia trilogy.
Okay.
This is just an odd thing I found out last night, because I had to Google why the second one's remaster was so bad.
I didn't realize the second one even got remastered, to be honest.
Yeah, so, right, they remastered the first one, which is a 2002 PS2 game from the ground up, and it's a dev company called Hangar 13, which is owned by 2K Games. And it's a great remaster. It's one of the best games I've played this year.
Okay.
This is the same dev company that made Mafia 3, which I haven't played yet, but I've heard is yeah, it's good for what it is. Then I played the second one, which crashed about 9 times, had constant audio bugs. All of the characters had, eyes that would look away from whoever they were talking to in the direct opposite direction.
Ah.
And I look it up, and I see that, for some reason, they outsourced the remaster to some third-party company that has done nothing else but the remaster of this, being Mafia 2, and the Shenmue 1 and 2 ports to Xbox One, which are god-awful.
Oh.
And it just, plagued my mind because I was just sitting there thinking, why, when you have a good dev team...
Yeah, you know what? That is actually something that I think plagues a lot of strong games. Is so, like Apex, for example. You guys are really into Apex,
Yeah.
so I'll use that. Apex had a pretty good dev team, and it was pretty strong, and the game started doing well. So whenever a game starts doing well, and a company, say EA, realizes that they have a strong dev team, they're like, cool, we can use these guys to work on something else. This B grade team will work. And then they go downhill.
Of course.
Because every time.
Just pause at the same time.
Yeah. It happens consistently.
What I was going to say, it's probably because since Respawn worked on Fallen Order, and there's always been, the lead devs have been yes, guys, we will make a Titanfall 3 sequel. Now that Apex has, hit a success peak, they're just fuck it, you can have your own independent team in charge of it, but the own independent team is, for lack of a...
Not as good.
They're not good.
Yeah.
Ever since they've handed it off to the new team, the game has taken a bit
downhill,
of a... Yeah, I could go on for a whole half hour about the entire problems with the current game.
I've never really played the new Edge Apex, and I'm quite glad that I haven't, to be honest.
Yeah,
right. Honestly, just the base gameplay is still the same, and it's still fun, and honestly, in my opinion, has gotten better. I feel like there's a lot more aspects that are more balanced now.
Yeah.
But
the core gameplay is fine. The technical issues are not.
Yeah, there's a lot. The whole massive sound bug this season is awful.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, when playing Apex, they've messed up the sounds so that things that are close are now extremely quiet sometimes, and things that are far away can get extremely loud.
And sound like they're right next to you.
That seems like that would genuinely affect game balance, though.
It does. There have been 3 instances when it's me and Joseph doing duos, or when me and Sean do it. We will get third-partied in the middle of a fight by a different squad, but we won't hear them because there's no audio. Because one example I can think of is they added a new like crafting system where like you find little points in containers and you can make like a special weapon attachment of the day.
Good addition, by the way.
Great addition, but one of the bugs I noticed was because it's supposed to like alert other players. It's like, hey, someone's doing something and they're distracted. It plays the sound so loud it overrides other nearby sounds. So in the process of me like pressing 2 buttons and starting the crafting thing, I didn't hear someone use an alt ability, run up to us and open a door. All of those sounds were completely even like.
There's a considerable flaw there. Like,
yeah.
It's a really like pressing issue, and
the dev teams aren't really rushing to fix it either.
I think there's a whole ethos in like AAA game culture these days that if something is profitable, it doesn't matter if it's good. Like
people will still play it.
Yeah.
Like people just enjoy the base gameplay, even if they're not gonna buy all the like really overpriced bundles. Another huge problem with the game right now. Like it's just you're in a game where one of the two main like bases of the gameplay are movement and
sound.
Like,
it
like
shares that with
senses.
like the previous Titanfall games. That's why people like it so much.
Like spatial awareness is like a huge thing in the game, and when you don't have when you lose like half of the things that tell you what threats are nearby, it really changes the game.
There's a lot of modern games where like for lack of a better word and kind of copying Adam here, sound whoring is like a main mechanic. We played Siege the other day on stream, and sound whoring is like 90% of the fucking game.
Yeah. And
That's
they do.
Yeah.
And the thing with Siege is Siege has had audio issues, but Siege gets their audio issues fixed as like Ubisoft will always say we fixed the sound bugs or we're attempting to fix the sound bugs. Respawn has kind of just gone, yeah guys, we're sorry you're not all happy with the new season. We'll work on it for next time.
So does Apex have a competitive scene?
Apex does have a ranked scene. Right. I will go into an explanation of 2 big issues with the current game.
Okay.
So, the way the matchmaking works is if you're a new player, it'll put you in with other new players, of course, but there seems to be a prevalent issue where the game thinks if you get to over level, like, 100 or to 250, it feels like, I'm not saying, oh, we get put into really good lobbies because we're really good players. 5 out of like 7 matches a night will get the champion squad, who will have the Apex Predator badge showing, which means they were at some point top 500 in their region and ranked. Now, usually this, in like another game with a competitive scene, this would be a kind of like rare, oh yeah, you don't really run into top 500s all the time.
Like Overwatch, you barely run into them.
Yeah, Overwatch, like you see them once, and it's like, wow, you see them every, like, night, at least twice, and you like immediately get destroyed.
Every third game, you encounter a champion squad that is level 400 plus. Like, it's insane.
Bear in mind, we don't actually play, like, we play ranked. This is all happening in casual. We've only been playing casual lately. And we're getting put up against people that are top 500 in their own regions.
Yeah, that's pretty bullshit. Like
it's like
ranked is more balanced.
Yeah.
But it also like it's weirdly less competitive because when you go into ranked at the rank that we're at, because we don't play ranked much, we play casual matches a lot. Like you get placed in games with other like let's say like bronze ranks, and it's not fun because it feels like too much is riding on it.
Yeah. And it's also another problem in, like, we all hit platinum. Like, we all got to, like, platinum level. And now, because we haven't played rank for, like, 2 season splits, we're all the way down in bronze. But the problem is, other people who were also platinum, who haven't played ranked again, are now also back down in bronze. It doesn't it doesn't recognize that, oh, you've hit plat at some point, maybe we shouldn't put you back down to the lowest possible rank. Like, they don't do placement matches. You just do like dragging yourself up from bronze.
See, I have a problem with that, but I do hate the opposite way that Overwatch does it, where
the placement matches are dependent for
the placement matches
season.
Don't like matter. No, they matter. But say I get bronze in season 1, right, and then 2 years later, I've been playing Apex casually, fucking Overwatch casually for 2 years. I've become class at an entirely different hero, and I'm like,
and the game says, "Hey, buddy."
And I'm like, cool, man. I'm gonna play some comp. I'm gonna start winning these games because I believe I can. And then I just get absolutely dunked and get put in bronze, even though I win every single one of my placement matches.
I swear there's no game that really does like ranked gameplay right. I had the same thing with Siege. I hit gold in season 5 like a year or so after the game launched. I got ranked a couple months ago. I'm still gold.
Yeah,
after about like 2 years of not playing ranked.
Yeah, it's like the slowest crawl ever to improve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Ranked gaming is such an issue, but also like it is inherently these games are designed to be competitive, so people are always gonna look for a more competitive version.
It also kind of, another problem that's kind of befalling Apex at the moment, just to like segue from the rank thing, it's not even like, there's some balancing issues, there's some of this, but there's also the new way they're doing events.
Yeah.
Gilbert, I'll explain it right. So the way they used to do events before they handed it off to the B-team devs was they were called collection events. They'd release 20 exclusive items, and you could go into it and view them all, and it's like, here are what you can win out of loot boxes, but if you don't want to buy the loot boxes, you can pay directly or use the in-game currency if you have enough of it to buy them.
I assume the in-game currency is like, there's no way you could have that much. Like, that's...
Well, no. It's entirely feasible. It would be the events. Overwatch likes to jack up the price of event skins. Apex they would put the event skins as the same price as regular legendaries, which is 1,000.
Let's say you play the game like regularly, maybe like every 2 days. If you play the game regularly, you do decent, you win enough matches, you get enough loot boxes, you level up enough, and you get enough crafting materials to make, let's say, buy like 2 legendaries. You're gonna have enough, like, let's say you don't buy anything else, you're gonna have enough for like 2 legendaries when each event rolls around, because it's usually about every half season they'll do one.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not like a frequent, like Fortnite, for example, drops like once a fucking week.
They don't do random weeklies. It's like a once per season. Everyone's looking forward to when the event drops and whatever game mode they come out with. And then on top of crafting materials, there's also legend tokens, which is what you use to buy in-game characters. But when the store rotates, it'll be like, hey, upgrade this legendary you already have using only legend tokens, which was very interesting. And then, of course, it was like, and if you get all of the collection event items, you unlock heirloom shards, which lets you buy this special weapon.
So there's certain characters in the game that have heirlooms, which are basically melee cosmetics. Like, they change your melee punch into... So there's a character, Wraith, she has like a kunai. And there's a character, Bloodhound, he has an axe. Like, it just changes that and adds a couple of cool little, like...
You get animations and stuff.
And voice lines and stuff. They are very cool, and they're for like people who are like, I main this character.
But there's a kind of problem, other than the fact that it's insanely hard to get heirlooms. The new way they do events is bundle based. No longer can you go in and say, yeah, I'd like to buy this for a certain amount of the crafting materials I've earned. No, you can only buy it with the microtransaction currency now. And they put up the price of the bundles as well by packaging legendary skins with like low tier blue weapon skins.
Oh.
So they use it to artificially inflate the price. Sean, if you'd like to explain the drama with the bundles this time.
The huge issue with the bundles. So at Halloween they had a collection event, or they didn't have a collection. They had a seasonal event.
They had a seasonal event that was like a semi-collection event.
Yeah,
it was a bit weird.
The bundles were insanely overpriced, like £80 for like 2 skins. And they were like, "Oh, sorry, we've heard this issue. We'll drop the price down
Yeah,
for the
on the
next one."
subreddit, there was always like pinned dev comments saying, "Guys, we've heard your feedback and we'll change this."
We
But-
will
Now,
fix
To
it.
be fair,
But
this is the holiday event started on December 1st, and the big issue with it now is that the bundles, yes, are back down to like the prices that bundles were before. It's
Yeah.
that everything is a bundle, and the way they price it is that you can
So
only
you-
buy the coins.
I think I know what this is. They have matching guns to skins, but they put them
they
in
have
separate
matching
bundles,
guns
didn't
to
they?
skins, but they put them in different bundles for different characters that don't match them. So for one of them,
Yeah, so if
Revenant-
you want the full set, you have to buy 2 bundles, which
Yeah,
is like
so
extortionate for what you're getting.
One of them, for example, it's the new Revenant skin. It's given him like this look. He kind of looks like he's like he looks like he's made out of like wood. It's like driftwood looking esque,
Okay,
and
okay.
and it's blue and like wood
It's a
panel
very
colored.
nice skin.
But the gun that is packaged with him doesn't match. And the other character who's on sale, her skin, this is Loba is the character, she has like an Ice Queen-esque skin. And she has the gun for Revenant's
Revenant.
skin
Yeah, so it
bundled
matches
in
his.
with her. Someone also pointed out on the subreddit last night that her model that's being sold is half finished.
Yeah, there's a missing part on it. I think I've seen
There's
that.
a missing part. And then this actually links into something else 2 events ago. 2 events ago, they launched a skin for one of the characters, Wraith, which didn't have a hitbox on her head.
Oh.
She couldn't be shot.
She
if you
couldn't get
bought that-
headshot.
No, like the entire chest area and up, she would not get hits detected on her.
That's so scuffed.
Rather than stopping it being put out, they said after they noticed the bug after release, they thought it would be unfair to take the skin away from paying characters until they fixed it.
So they just kept it out there and while they were fixing it.
They kept it out for like 2 days while they were fixing it, and then got so much backlash they took it off sale until they fixed it, and then put it back in for the rest of the event.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I'd be kind of mad if they took my skin away, to be fair.
You'd be mad.
You'd
Even if
be
that
mad
was all
though
for
if like
Christmas.
it made them entirely possible to hit though.
Yeah, that's true.
You'd be mad if that was all that was wrong with the Christmas event.
Yeah, there's
But
more.
No, there's more. The bundles, the way they're priced, they're like, oh yeah, no, don't worry, the prices are down. The issue is that the amount of coins that you can buy in different increments. So it's like £8 for 1,000 and like
£16 for 2,000 plus
Yeah,
200.
like-
They always put like under it's like plus 200 bonus as if I'm getting value for money. It's fucking microtransactions. Of course I'm not.
Yeah.
So-
Like, you're just...
Yeah.
As much as getting a skin
like-
is a cool thing, and I respect why people would do it, you are throwing money into the void, essentially.
There are 4 different increments, so it's like I think obviously I might be wrong. It's like £8, £15, 20 something pounds, £50.
£50, and then I think there is like an £80 bundle.
Okay.
Yeah. But the way they've priced it is all the bundles they're all like buyable with like a normal amount of coins for being the amount of things that are in them.
Yeah.
But they've priced them so specifically that you're like, oh, I can get that with this much. But actually what you're doing is you're buying £15 worth of coins, and then you are like 300 to 500 coins off. So you have to buy another £8.
Oh.
It's like what
And then-
Microsoft used to do with Microsoft points. Nothing was
And
the
then you
exact price.
Yeah.
Then you have stuff left over, and it's like, oh no, but look, you can use this for something else. But really, it's not even enough to buy the cheapest things.
Oh.
Which is, it's just, the game was in a very good
So there's
state.
basically
and-
no point in buying the smallest amount because it's literally useless.
The only thing it's used for is buying the battle pass. The battle pass is like, I think, is it 800 or 1,200? I didn't buy it this season because they
like
fucked it up. So
750 coins.
yeah,
Which
we
is-
could
which
we
is
could probably
just-
also delve into how badly they fucked up the Battle Pass this season as well?
I feel like we are talking a considerable amount about Apex.
If you have anything else, please
it's a subject that I don't really know much about. I did want to talk a wee bit about the PS5 and the Xbox Series X last week, which we didn't discuss because
yeah, let's go for it.
Adam's an early adopter, so I wanted to hear his thoughts on if he thinks it's worth being an early adopter at this point.
It depends. See, if you have an Xbox One X, maybe wait.
Yeah, I feel like if you've already got 4K,
if you already have 4K 60 FPS, you don't need the games to look any better.
More importantly, if you don't have a TV for it, or you don't plan on getting a TV.
It's a very expensive upgrade. Because you need to upgrade other things to even use it fully.
Yeah.
On the bright side, like the controllers are backwards compatible, all things like that. There's like all the games, the transfer speeds between storage devices are great. But like upgrading from a default Xbox One that was on its last legs to this, I'm like, wow, that was money well spent. But if I owned a One X and was increasing to this, I probably wouldn't think so.
I have to say... Sorry, Sean, on you
go. No, you go. That's fine.
Okay. I have to say, if I was like... I only play video games kind of infrequently, so in my scenario, I would 100% get the Xbox Series X if I was going to upgrade.
Yeah.
It's what my friends have. I love Game Pass. But if I was... like, I only played by myself. I played like maybe once, twice a week, and I just sat down and played like a game.
You'd 100%
PS5.
go for PlayStation.
All the way PS5. It has like some of the best exclusives. I think
great exclusives.
It's so hard to beat on that. But I think the main thing that saves Xbox this generation is probably going to be Game Pass. Game Pass is so worth the money.
Game Pass is just just with the fact that every single title Microsoft announces at their E3 show, and it's like, all of these Game Pass on launch, all of these AAA titles, you'll be able to play with your monthly subscription the day they come out.
And like, you're
Game
already
Pass
paying it
as well.
Yeah, you're already paying it.
Having it.
Sorry.
Having Game Pass and Xbox Live all in one, and also like just the added benefit of Game Pass for PC as well, if you want to use that.
Yeah. Like Minecraft. I know this is dumb, but like, if you're paying for Ultimate, like just getting Minecraft for free on your PC is kind of great. Just being able to play Minecraft whenever you want.
Like, there are a lot of games on Game Pass that I would happily pay £8 a month for on their own.
Yeah.
Never mind everything else you get with it.
EA Access is on there.
EA Access, right? Initially, I was like, it won't be that much. I've played like so many EA games now since I've got it.
I think I've already downloaded like 2 FIFAs.
It's fucking right. It's such a good acquisition, and we also need to remember like.
They purchased Bethesda as well.
They purchased Bethesda, and they clearly... I feel like if Sony's going to turn this whole thing into, like, an exclusives war, where it's like, COD players for Cold War will always get double XP if you're on PlayStation.
Bethesda will be really strong if they want to make an exclusives race, you know?
Yeah.
If Elder Scrolls 6...
is an exclusive title for Xbox and PC.
Huge. Even if it's dog shit, man, Bethesda have been getting away with releasing terrible games and having high sales for so long.
They get away with releasing terrible games, and Todd Howard going, "Ha, yeah, it just works."
It just works, baby. Let's go.
Bethesda, you're so quirky.
Something that, like, talking of Microsoft acquisitions, they're at it again. They bought Smash.gg, which is which is the biggest one of the biggest tournament organizers for competitive Smash Bros.
Yeah.
So Microsoft now owns them, and they were like, of course, like the initial response to it was like,
well, actually, no. Gilbert, I'll go into that in a minute because there have been some rumors floating around.
No fucking way. That's
not for right. I'll just segue into it now. According to like some. I've seen a couple articles about it. It's like some Japanese developers have been talking that Microsoft's like sniffing around the Japanese market, trying to acquire a company or two.
Microsoft don't do well in Japan.
They don't. So this is what they'd need.
Yeah, so getting a company like...
the two biggest rumors I've heard are they're trying to acquire FromSoft, who developed Dark Souls and Sekiro,
Oh, that would be insane.
or they're going for an acquisition of Sega.
Sega haven't been doing that well. I have to imagine Sega aren't that expensive.
I'm pretty sure financially they're doing pretty terribly.
Yeah, and if you get Sonic as one of your Microsoft mascots, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's still also like Microsoft are big on their like, we don't care who other companies are, we'll work with them right now. Like even if they don't own them. I mean, like a Banjo and Smash is a
these days.
Huge fan thing. The Nintendo Microsoft relationship is pretty great, and I would not be surprised if they get more Microsoft stuff on.
Well, yeah, Steve's in Smash.
Yeah, Steve's in Smash.
Steve's in Smash.
I was gonna say, are there any inherent like PlayStation characters in Smash?
Snake.
Snake was a PlayStation character, but he's not really anymore.
He's not anymore since MGS 5.
Yeah.
Wasn't the first Metal Gear was on a Nintendo console?
Yeah, that too.
Oh, well,
yeah.
That's probably why he's in Smash, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was more of a Konami thing than a like Sony thing. But it's more like Banjo is in Smash. That's a Microsoft character.
Yeah, Rare is now
started on Nintendo, but Microsoft. Then Steve's in Smash, and I would honestly really not be surprised if Master Chief is as well.
Master Chief would be it would become so fucking like weird and shitposty. Like, who are they gonna put in Smash next? Yoda?
See, but that was the whole thing when they put like Snake and Sonic in Smash. Everyone was like, haha,
yeah,
they won't
Shadow
do
the
that.
Hedgehog as well. Shadow's a separate character as well. He's not even a skin.
Shadow isn't in Smash.
He was.
Is he an assist trophy?
He's in Brawl.
No, he's not.
I'm confident he's in Brawl.
Are you sure?
Nope. He's an assist trophy.
Are you sure he's not in Brawl? Am I going insane?
You might be confusing it with another game of the same type. Yeah. Wait. But you're the Nintendo expert.
This is a.
I mean, as in like. You're trying to convince the wrong person.
Yeah.
Like,
Mandela effect type shit. I swear.
Man, my other like you mentioned Konami a minute ago. For some reason, I woke up today and I had like the Konami logo burned into my head for no reason.
I thought you were gonna say like the Konami code replaying in your brain.
No, it was just like I remember waking up and the first like thing I thought about was just like Konami, and I was like, why? You're a robot built by Konami. When you there was something about it that like brought it to my attention. I don't know if it was something I'd played recently or it was just like my first thought was like Konami, and then I was like, what?
So, if we just to circle back a little bit, I sound like I'm in a fucking Zoom meeting and I'm 40 years old. To circle back a little, on the PS5 or Xbox Series X.
You are older than us.
Yeah, I'm boomer. On the PS5 or Xbox Series X argument, we're saying PS5 for single player right now, Xbox Series X.
Xbox if you have friends.
Yeah, Xbox if you have friends, especially if you have friends who play it.
Yeah.
If you want a massive library right out the door, Xbox.
That's a huge thing as well. You can play all your 360 games and stuff like that on it.
You can play like.
You can play Xbox original titles as well. Like you can get Knights of the Old Republic and stuff.
If you want to play PS2 games, just buy an Xbox and play the fucking Xbox original version.
Yeah, they're fucking ports. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually like so insane. I mean, there's someone I follow on Twitter who has just been like going through as many backwards compatible Xbox games as he can to see how they are. And I watched a video earlier of him comparing the like original Xbox loading times and Series X loading times of Morrowind.
It breaks the game. It loads so fast.
That's amazing.
I've tried so many. Like I tried Battlefield Bad Company 2, and I played through it in a night because everything's so smooth and so fast. And what it does between missions is it gives you like a loading screen that's disguised as a cutscene. But because it loads so fast, it gives me the first like 2 frames, and then it's like done.
I see. I have been tempted to get a SSD for my Xbox to kind of pseudo get that effect. I know it wouldn't be the same. but like
it's not the same, but it's also really good for like storage. It's like I think if my Xbox One hadn't had an SSD, it probably would have died a lot
is it
longer.
an SSD or HDD you have?
I have an. I think it's an. Wait, no. Am I?
I thought you had a hard drive, like a.
It's a solid. Wait, no. Well, it's a hard. It's like an SSD. It's an external SSD.
Is it a solid state drive? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Sean
right,
have the
okay.
same.
I'm surprised that you know.
hard drive.
Do you have a hard drive? I'm pretty sure mine is right. Let me check my settings and I'll tell you what it's labeled as.
Okay. By the way, just a funny thing that I wanted to take a note of, and then I'll let you talk, Sean.
Yeah.
Right under my PS5 or Xbox Series X question is, are Xbox gonna purchase everyone?
I mean, I could kind of see it happening.
They're purchasing a lot of people. Obviously, everyone is hyperbole, but they're really going at it with the purchases recently.
They're grabbing a lot of like indie companies, which I quite
and
like.
then also
Bethesda. Yeah, and Bethesda was a head out of the park. Does Sony really do acquisitions?
No, but that's because they've, from an administration standpoint, they've not been doing amazingly financially. Anyway, Sean, as you were saying.
I just wanted to say, Adam, I swear to God, every time, like, I'm cool with my Xbox. It's not old. It runs fine.
Your Xbox is so much newer than mine.
But like, every time you go like, wow, this is Quick Resume 2, I'm like, I will strangle you.
It's like I play Risk of Rain a week ago. I shut my console off and like have it off at the power like 4 times, and then I play it on a Friday night. I'm like, wow, I'm still at the menu screen. Amazing.
Like every time, I'm like, I swear to God, I have to sit here for 3 minutes and listen to you talk about how.
I remember when do you remember when me and Joseph compared loading up Sea of Thieves and it took him like 3 minutes and it took me 30 seconds?
Bruh, remember when you and Joseph did it and we all clicked on it and you were loaded and then Joseph was loaded and I'm like, cool guys, I haven't got to the bit where you press B yet. My Xbox is actually like ready to explode. If the podcast stopped being uploaded, I have died in a fire because my Xbox exploded during takeoff.
Hey, mine only caught fire once and it was only for a little bit.
Did yours actually catch fire?
When I don't make a joke when I say mine caught fire. It caught fire. Minecraft made it catch fire.
What the fuck?
We were on the big world, and then it just, because we were doing so much in such a populated area, it just overheated and started smoking. I had to, I think it's because, I've noticed this, it's kind of a strange one. See, with me having the Series X, the dust in my room has reduced by, 25%. And I think it's purely because of the way it ventilates itself upwards, rather than
consuming all the dust?
No, but that's the thing. What my Xbox did was, I didn't even keep it on all the time, like with my original Xbox One. And it just, dust would get everywhere around it. This one is, the entire shelf is, dust-free. And I don't know why.
Have you placed a ping pong ball on the fan yet?
No, have I what?
Have you not seen the videos of people, the Xbox Series X fan is powerful enough to hold a ping pong in the air?
No.
That's probably why there's no dust. It's just throwing it further away.
It also amazes me how quiet the fan is. If something's not downloading, I couldn't even tell that the thing was on.
Well, to be perfectly brutal, when the Xbox original, the Xbox One, the original Xbox One, fucking hell, they need to name them properly, came out.
Too many X's.
When the original Xbox One came out, it was quite far behind on hardware already. It wasn't up to speed even for 2013.
It was not.
Yeah. So that's a big factor in it. Is that it wasn't very good. So its fans were subpar, and it was missing a lot of stuff. But now this is they've tried to make it as best they can. Obviously, it's still maybe a little behind a modern PC. My computer's been loading extremely fast for 3 years because I put an SSD in it ages ago.
I don't know.
I would.
Series X and the PS5 are real. Obviously they're very specialized software-wise.
Yeah, and they do have 12 teraflops and stuff, but
as high-end gaming PCs.
Well, you're wrong. But they're not as powerful.
They're not sure. Right, hardware-wise, we'll agree they're not as powerful, but I think optimization-wise, they're
optimization
the same.
they've always been better.
One of the comparisons I'd like to use is I watch like people doing videos on Horizon 4, like Forza Horizon 4 on PC pretty often, and I'll see like how fast they scroll through the menus and how fast everything loads. And I played Horizon 4 for the first time today. I felt like that was happening with me. I got the 60 frames. I got instant loading times.
That's pretty good. No, I do think they're definitely at a level where they can compete with modern hardware. And if you spent £500 on one of those and £500 on a PC, that would be better. That would blow the PC out of the water, in my opinion. But like from a
person who's played a lot of PC games,
like I had a 980 Ti, which isn't even that good. It felt immensely powerful. So if you had like a 3080 or something like that, that's obviously gonna outweigh.
I don't know. I've always been iffy on PC gaming because I feel like it seems like it's more liable to just shit itself at random times.
Yeah, no, you're gonna spend way more. You're gonna spend like almost no time debugging if you play Xbox. If there's a problem, it's gonna like have occurred for everyone or be very niche and happen very rarely. But if you're playing PC games, like our friend Joseph had to download a VPN to play Among Us.
Yeah, it just catastrophically shit itself for no reason, like twice.
Yeah. Like, my point exactly.
It just makes me wonder why. Like, of course, like the argument's always like, "Oh, PC gaming, best gaming," but it still makes me wonder why does that happen if they're supposed to be like so advanced?
Yeah, well, it's just because they're also individual, and you can't make games perfect for all of them. Like, they all have slightly different specs.
Like different specs.
Yeah, and I think if you have a really, really, really good PC, it's less likely to happen. But when it does happen, it's more likely to be catastrophic, you know? So that's my opinion on that. I think high-end PCs are obviously more powerful, but for money for value, even with the One X, I think is better than the PC you could get for that price.
Yeah, the One X's are probably gonna like drop drastically in price now as well.
Yeah, I would like to think so, because they're definitely a good console for the price.
Oh yeah.
I'm done.
If we're talking value for money, Jesus God, the Series S.
The Series,
Yeah, I agree.
There's actually
a great price.
Right, because we just mentioned the One X. Have you seen the latest drama on the scene actually surrounding the One X?
No, I've not seen it at all.
Nope.
In the States, Best Buy decided to send out the Cyberpunk edition of the Xbox One X's early.
Oh.
Including a download code for the game, which works and lets you play the game early.
Wait, no way. People aren't playing Cyberpunk right now.
People are playing Cyberpunk. Remember the release date's this year? People have been playing it.
How? What? The game's not...
Isn't the release date tomorrow?
It's like tomorrow. Supposedly there's, I think CD Projekt Red put out like a statement. They're saying, please do not make a review of the game yet. Please do not. Like, I saw the Cyberpunk subreddit's locked itself down because they're expecting people to just come on and post spoilers before the game's even released.
Yeah.
They sent out the console with the download codes ready to go. Actually, no, it's not the download codes. It's pre-installed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my original my Xbox came with Forza pre-installed.
Yeah,
mine came with FIFA 17 pre-installed.
Oh man,
I had shit all.
What a game! How good for you. Yeah, that's because you've been an early adopter for a while, Adam. Like you skipped the One X, but you got your Xbox like your first Xbox One.
I got my first Xbox One
real early, right?
I think it was. I think it was
after.
1 year after, and it still felt kind of early.
That's not as early as I thought, but...
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Did you?
Yeah, I did, because my console journey was extremely weird, because I used a PS2 up until, like, 2010.
Man, the PS2 is such a banging console.
If only it wasn't such a pain in the fucking teeth with everything being wired and like having the three-pronged cables of like red and white and yellow, and I'm like,
I wish it was easier to emulate. That time we emulated it was so fun, but it ran so garbage. Me and Adam played Ratchet and Clank on the PS2 using an emulator when I had like a
literally
1050
like the
Ti.
first time I ever went to your house was us
like
playing Ratchet.
such a chokehold on it.
We played MGS2, and MGS2 had about 3 frames a second in certain corridors for no reason.
Ratchet and Clank was so funny though. That was such a good game.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Honestly,
did you miss a question or something on your list?
No. I've missed plenty of questions. I'm just going for what I feel relevant. But I meant to mention this last time, and I'm determined to mention it this time. I'm determined.
Mention it to
we
me,
fucking
then.
broke our promise. We're shitheads.
What promise?
Our promise to try cereal. We were gonna review a cereal, and we just never fucking did it.
I tried porridge. I didn't try the cereal.
I mean, I've had porridge. Porridge is good.
I just don't eat.
You can't really talk about porridge though. Like, where's the development with porridge? Porridge.
I haven't ate breakfast in like the past 8 months. I wake up at lunch.
Yeah, I've been waking up really early because I've been walking my dog recently. It's been really good. It's good to get out of the house and walk about like 3 times a day. I think he needs the walks as much as I do, to be honest. But yeah, we broke our fucking promise. I was thinking that maybe we do like a weekly review of something. Whether it be a movie.
It doesn't have to be the same thing every week.
Or a short book or something.
Yeah. Change it to like books or change it to like fucking.
I do actually have a suggestion for this week.
Is it a book?
No. I wanted us to watch Queen's Gambit. I want to talk about Queen's Gambit next week.
I am on episode 5.
It's
we won't
talk about it this week.
Maybe get back to me when I don't have exams in like a week.
Okay. So we won't do Queen's. Yeah.
Hold on an embargo until probably not next Thursday, but the Thursday after, because then I have one on the day after, and then I could start watching Queen's Gambit.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Is there a movie you would recommend us that we can talk about next week?
I've seen a couple films lately, and I'd like to talk about. I would like to talk about one that I was so bad I kind of had to give up on it.
Go for it.
It's the Netflix original. I'm Thinking of Ending Things.
I've never seen it.
I saw the trailer. It looked very odd.
It markets it right. So it's Charlie Kaufman, very prolific director. He's got good credentials. It was like, I think it was like sometime at the start of the week, me and Megan were like, okay, let's just watch this together. I think it'll be good. It markets itself as a psychological horror. It's just
a bit shit.
It's too artsy. It's too, you know how there's things that are like, it's got like a deeper meaning and it's like kind of evident. Imagine having a deeper meaning except you have no idea what the fuck it's talking about. It's got a good cast.
So it's just confusing for no reason.
Yeah, like one of the things was like it starts up. It's like she wants to break up with her boyfriend because it's like he's just not meant for me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like it's like it feels like he's too focused on himself, stuff like that. And then they're like going on a road trip to his parents' place. And it just gets really, like, it's supposed to be strange in a way that's horrifying, but it's strange in a way that's just narratively confusing. Like,
it's all about... doesn't make sense.
I've had to look up, like, 3 different fucking analysis on Reddit on what the movie's actually about. I'll explain the plot, and then I'll explain to you what actually is supposed to be it. We are getting, like, intercut shots between some janitor at a high school watching, the play Oklahoma being done on stage, while it flashes to this girl and her boyfriend talking about Oklahoma, the musical, and then, like, between each scene, the parents they're talking to are getting older, the things they're talking about are changing, their clothes are changing. I think it's some heavy-handed metaphor about the passage of time.
Oh.
But it's terribly presented. There's a 20-minute car scene where they sit and talk. It's a 20-minute scene.
That's not ideal.
It feels so up its own arse.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, it got to the end, I timed it, I was like, that's 18 minutes, and they're still sitting in this fucking front seat talking. And, like, she talks in her internal monologue, but he can hear her inner monologue, and it's like, what? And then it's like, no, I wasn't talking. And he does that, like, 4 times in the scene, and I'm like, okay.
That just sounds
So-
entirely confusing.
Yeah, so what I got from the analysis from someone else, because, right, I will say, disclaimer, I didn't finish the movie, so I looked up an analysis, because it was
It's just so dog shit.
It was fucking torture. I think the whole point is, like, this is a flashback, and he is now the janitor of, like, what could have been, because he's like an academic, he's smart, but now he's, like, failed. I think let me confirm, because I'm pretty sure at some point he murders some schoolgirls.
Oh my god.
Let me check. Let me just check. Yeah, right. So I got to the point in the plot. Yeah, I'll just read the synopsis. So his parents, the guy's parents, the character's name is Jake. His parents get older and younger at the same time. Like, in one scene, she's like 30, and then in the next scene, she's 90, but she's talking to his girlfriend, who's still 20.
Oh.
So she goes down to the basement, she opens the, like, washing machine, and it's got the janitor's uniform in it. At that point, I paused the movie and stopped. And there's, like, this mysterious voice talking to her head. Right. So what happens next is they drive home, he starts talking about stuff that she doesn't remember, and then they have an extended discussion about John Cassavetes, A Woman Under the Influence, which is a 1974 drama film. Okay. They stop at an ice...
It sounds like it's trying quite hard to, like, make a statement and be weird, but it's just doing nothing well.
They stop at an ice cream place whose employees are the students who are seen doing the play at the school that the janitor works at. While the young woman buys ice cream, an employee with a rash tries to warn her of something she can't describe. So then they stop at the high school and throw the ice cream away. Then they argue about the lyrics of Baby It's Cold Outside in the parking lot. Jake notices the janitor watching them, decides to confront him, leaving the woman alone in her car. After a long wait, she looks for Jake inside the school, meets the janitor, and the janitor can't remember what Jake looks like. She tells the janitor that nothing but happened between her and Jake on the night they met, claiming she was made uncomfortable by Jake staring at her. Then it gets... Right. After the young woman discovers
If you're about
Jake
to say then it gets weird, I have bad news for you, homie. It's already weird.
After the young woman discovers Jake at the end of the hall, they look on as people dressed like themselves engage in a dream ballet, which ends when the janitor's dancer kills Jake with a knife.
What the fuck?
And the janitor suffers a mental breakdown and begins to hallucinate Jake's parents, along with an animated jingle of the ice cream place. He undresses, walks back inside the school, and is led by another hallucination of a maggot-infested pig that tells him that he and his ideas are one and the same and that he should get dressed. That's a callback to the start of the movie where Jake talks about how there's, like, a pig they used to own that got maggots and died, and they have, like, an extended creepy camera shot of, like, both of them staring like they're about to break down at this random spot in the hay. And then the ending is on the auditorium stage. An old Jake receives a Nobel Prize, sings a song from the musical Oklahoma to an audience of various characters who give him a standing ovation, and in the final shot, his car is covered in snow in the school's parking lot. So it's like he is the janitor thing, but then he also murders the other version of himself, and she isn't and then in the alternate timeline she's not with Jake because he was creepy.
Listen, chat, I'm sorry if you were gonna watch this fucking film, but if you were gonna watch this film, I think we did you a favor. I think genuinely, if you're watching this right now and you just had it spoiled, you're welcome.
It's
because
one of
now
those
you're not gonna watch it.
It's a film that all the critics gave like an 80 for being like deep
and
insightful, and every
but
user
just
review
boring and weird.
Every user review is like, this is a load of fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not even heavy-handed. What's the opposite of heavy-handed? It feels like I'm on drugs. I'm like, what is happening?
Oh, so it's like too subtle?
It's so subtle, but yet so, like, it's in your face about the differences in the scene, but, like, the camera lingers on things for too long.
Oh, okay,
like, at one point, she's, like, addressing the family dog, but then when he's looking at her, the family dog's not there, but there's a picture on the wall implying the dog died. And then, also, the the guy's dad is like, oh, I can get you. This is the room he used when a kid. Don't fuck on the bed, by the way. It's not built for fucking.
What the fuck? If it's going for comedy, that's kind of funny, but like I'm sure it's not.
The dad's also like English, but no one else
Everyone
is.
else is American.
He has a very distinct like English accent, and it kind of takes you out of the scene because I'm like, this is not the middle of Georgia. Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. Right, I'm gonna take a quick break to the bathroom. If you guys, chat
Go
and
piss.
viewers, I'm leaving you with Adam and Sean. I apologize for what may
leaving us
occur.
in our careful hands. Sean, what do you have to talk about? Shall we spout racist expletives to get Gilbert banned from Twitch?
Why not? I would like to talk about some board games. So
yes, let's talk about board games, please.
Of course, I just purchased Warhammer Blackstone Fortress, and I'm very excited for those to arrive. Just mainly the minis, but also it'll be a fun game to play when we can meet up and play board games again. But I feel like that's something we've really gotten into these past like couple of months. Of course, we've all
months
really
and like
liked
years. It's just we've suddenly made the shift to like, yeah, video games are good, but damn, board games.
We're very like we're very hip and cool with the board games. I know that we have a friend who's going to or thinking of buying the Dark Souls board game. I don't know anything about it myself, but like sounds good, and he has good taste in board game.
And then, of course, I'm thinking about splashing the cash on the Divinity Original Sin board game that weighs 5 kilograms.
Man, it's huge. Like, it's a very
based on,
nice
of
game,
course, the award-winning RPG title, Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, the not board game. It isn't. I'm still wary though, because of course it's a Kickstarter project, and it had a budget of I think it was like $120,000, and they've raised 1.8 million. It's been over a year and it hasn't shipped yet, and they want to ship in summer of 2021. And I want to pledge and be like, yeah, because there's already about 9,000 backers who are going to get a copy.
Yeah.
Do I want to throw away that much money in case it doesn't come to fruition? I have faith in Larian Studios and the company that develops the board game, but like, that's
it really is a commitment thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of, like, of course, it could end up being an amazing board game with like no issues at all. And I don't doubt there will be issues to it. But the amount of money it's raised, I don't think it will be allowed to have issues.
Mm-hmm. Also, like, I just love, like, the little additions. Like, it's like, you want some sheepskin dice bags because you pledged all this money? Here, take 3 of them.
And the addition of all the characters in the games, and it's very, like, to the game.
Yeah, like, it has assets from the game, it has characters from the game, but of course, I think a lot of it departs from the game. Like, there's items in the game, but then there's totally original stuff and totally original areas.
Yeah, which I do really like as well. Like the addition of like, if you've played the games, you don't know what's gonna happen in the board game.
Yeah.
Which I think is.
I was
really
gonna say, and then likewise, if you play the board games, you're not gonna know what happens in the game. But like, no one's buying the Divinity board game if they haven't played Divinity Original Sin.
I mean, there might be, but you never know.
Maybe.
Like,
it seems like
you're
that.
probably right.
Yeah. Either way, it's fucking like, for what it is, top tier. Like, it seems so good. But I always wonder, like, board games never seemed like you bought Catan, or did Joseph buy Catan? I can't remember.
I've got Catan.
You bought Catan. You bought Catan. No, Joseph bought Risk. Yeah, like
I think I remember who bought me Risk. I have Halo Risk. And
you have Halo. Yeah, when buying board games though, I never like considered board games as like, yes, this is expensive. Like in my mind, it's like, yeah, $20 and you get a Monopoly board.
I mean, yeah, that is like the common consensus. I think it's more of like the board games that we are getting into.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's all like the in-depth ones with lore and develop.
Yeah. And I do think there are a lot of board games where the money that you're paying into them for the amount that you would pay is worth it.
Mm-hmm. Like, for the Warhammer one and the Divinity one, you're getting so many, like, minifigures, you're getting cards that are, like, really high-quality prints, you're getting boards, you're getting dice, you're getting bags, you're getting rule books that are, like, 100 pages long. Like, an 100-page hardback book's, like, 15 quid.
Like, I think it's more of a difference of Monopoly, you're playing it once, and it's gonna be Monopoly every other
single
time
time you play it. Yeah, it's like you win or you lose.
Now, when you think about a game like a perfect example, Haunting, is it?
I think it's I'm right. We've played it like 4 times. I think it's Haunting at the House on the Hill.
Haunting at the House of the Hill or Curse on the House of the Hill, whatever.
It's right. It's a house on right. If you say House on the Hill, like it's either the board game or the movie. So I think people will get it.
Yeah, that is a perfect example of the amount of random different ways that game can play out is very worth like the price of admission.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're getting with these more expensive ones is you buy Monopoly, you get maybe like tiny little like not so great, but still
like crappy little
quality,
like fucking stainless steel like board pieces
or like
and some
cardboard
cards.
board pieces.
Yeah.
You're not paying for like, oh look, it's a wooden like handcrafted like mahogany like set with real banknotes made of gold.
Yeah, it's never anything like extravagant. It's always just like here's some cards.
And I wouldn't expect that for that amount of money.
Yeah, of course.
So I do think it's more of a like the amount of development time that goes into it and all that like is obviously higher.
Yeah.
And it's an independent with the Divinity one. Again,
yeah.
Warhammer's expensive, but it's also a
Warhammer's
huge
expensive, but it's a big company. With Divinity, I mean, Divinity 1 was Kickstarter funded, and so was Divinity 2.
Yeah, those games are indie games.
Yeah, which is honestly kind of strange to think about, since like this is like.
Hey gang.
We're talking about board games, Gilbert.
Oh hell yeah! What board game are we discussing?
Well, Sean's discussing the Warhammer one, and I'm discussing the Divinity board game.
Oh right, okay.
We're just talking about like the price of things.
So not like fucking Monopoly.
No. That's what we were directly comparing it to.
Yeah.
Like how Monopoly stuff. It's like you're paying 20 quid, but you're getting like a cardboard board, some like tiny little cards, and some shitty dice and figures.
Yeah.
When you buy Monopoly, you're paying for just Monopoly.
You're paying for the concept of Monopoly, really.
Yeah.
If you've played Monopoly once, you have played Monopoly for every other time you will play Monopoly.
I disagree with that. I think Monopoly is a really fun game.
It's a fun game, but
it's entirely luck based. There's absolutely no strategy. But
win or lose, that's luck based.
Yeah, but it is fun.
It is fun. Yeah. It is still fun. No, but it's all nothing against the funness.
A board game doesn't need to be expensive to be fun. It's more of the amount of content you're getting out of it. Board games like the Divinity game, you're getting hundreds of hours of like unique content out of it.
Yeah, unique content, like 1,000 cards, 100 pages of fucking
book. It's not meant for like the games aisle of Asda.
Yeah,
it's not meant for that.
Monopoly.
It's meant for people who are specifically going out to look for a Divinity board game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Or are really big fans of the franchise or something like that.
Yeah.
That's valid, I would say. Do we want to move on to the next topic I had?
What do you have on the next topic list?
And the topic is essentially new wave Minecraft YouTubers. But what I have written down is, did Dream fucking exist last time we did this podcast? This was designed for last episode.
Dream existed. Dream was just
Did he exist when we did Audible Meme 3?
I'm not even sure. I think he was just on the cusp of existing, because I think I briefly talked about Jay Schlatt getting cancelled because he made a joke on.
Yeah, you did. But Dream really popped really quickly. He wasn't a thing at the beginning of lockdown, was he?
No, he was not.
No, he absolutely wasn't.
Wait. Can I just interject? Did you see the newest J-Schlatt Jackbox video?
Yeah, I've been watching them. They're very funny.
How can I make my videos better? Be Dream.
Yeah.
I've still never watched them.
I think he actually makes really good content.
A lot of his content. His videos are good.
He's just a modern day like Stampy, but like the one has changed.
Difference isn't just speedrunner.
Yeah, the one is he has changed. If anyone's wondering what that notification sound is, I just got on my PC. Someone joined our GTA 5 Xbox club.
We have a GTA 5 Xbox club.
Yeah, and why did someone join it? I don't fucking know, chat.
Who fucking knows?
Somebody did. But yeah, Dream is like. So I would say the one is for a less. He's maybe more aimed at teens than Stampy was, but like for those children who kind of grew up watching Stampy in the late age, who are now like 13, 14, that's who Dream is aimed at.
Yeah.
I grew up watching Stampy.
Yeah, in the late age, I'm saying we watched him when he was like, you know, on his like 100th, not on his like 600th video.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Fair.
So that's who Dream is kind of aimed at, and us to a certain extent. Like I enjoy Dream's content.
Oh yeah, no, Dream's content is really good. Like,
yeah, I've watched a bit of it, and Dream SMP is definitely an interesting concept. It's something that I'd like to emulate or make something similar to, but for that to work, there has to be more than one person who streams. You know.
Yeah.
But I'd definitely be down to try something like that if other smaller streamers were interested. I might try and get something like that going. Pay for a realm.
There's a website. Vsauce 3 has his like channel anniversary this week, so he's doing a week of like videos that are all in the style of his old videos. So he did a dong and he did a Apple Night.
I love dong.
Like some like very good stuff.
Now, guys.
In his and then I watched in his dong, and in that he highlighted a website where it takes you to a random Twitch stream that has 0 viewers.
Do you know that's a fun idea? Either that, or I'll just go to like the bottom of Minecraft and see if anyone's cool.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to. I'm not just gonna pick randoms. That would not be fun. But I'd like to create a small kind of network thing or something. Yeah. That'd be cool.
We have a Discord server for a reason.
Yeah, look for Surgur SMP in the future.
Near future. SMP.
Also, we don't have a Discord server. There's no Surgur server.
Well, we have our Discord server.
Yeah, but we're not gonna.
Yeah, our Discord server that was intended to be a public Discord server it turned into.
Yeah.
It feels like we're like.
For anyone listening, for reference, our friend made a Discord server and he really fleshed it out with the intention of making it public so that could be like a community space, and then just never did. And there's still like 30 people on it.
I like to think of it as like
Outpost Gamma is just selectively public.
It's public, but only for us.
I like to think of as like it's like we're all in a hotel, but everyone just like we're all sitting in the lobby. No one's ever in their rooms. Like, there's all these, like, different areas, but no, we all just sit in the reception and talk.
Hey, if you've made it this far into the video, DM me on Twitter, and maybe we'll let you in. We probably
won't. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, nobody's gonna DM me on Twitter.
You don't even have admin privileges, Gilbert. You can't add people.
Hey, I can give them the invite link, and they can sit in waiting.
And they can sit in the waiting room. Yeah. I forgot we named all hotel-based shit sometimes.
It's so fucking. Some of it's really stupid.
Right, it's a fun little shtick. It would have been fun if the thing actually went live and if we gave enough of a shit.
But
we don't.
Going back to the previous topic.
Yeah.
These new age Minecraft YouTubers have really popped, and I'm really glad that the game is still going strong. Like,
Cave update coming?
Can I make a comment? I don't know if this will be a well-received opinion.
Go on.
I don't really like the latest Minecraft. I don't really like the Nether update.
It's a bit much, and I think Netherite, in terms of PvP, once you have Netherite, the threat of dying is very, 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 very low. Like,
my issue
it's
is
very hard to kill someone who has netherite unless you and 4 friends also have it.
I feel like they're overcomplicating a fundamentally simple game.
There is
I
that
don't
complaint
think
to
that
be
it's
made, but if you play vanilla and you like the game and you're still playing it to this day,
Yeah.
what do you do? Like, if
Yeah,
they don't add
you know
netherite
what?
stuff.
Fair point. But I've always had
I mean,
like it in my head. It's like if
Adam,
you want wild items and stuff like that, if you want like really
You do
weird stuff,
mods.
you go. No, I was gonna say you play Terraria.
Oh, okay.
And now it's like with Minecraft, it's like, yeah, you go to the Nether and you hold gold so the piglins don't come and attack you, and then you can trade with them. But then you gotta.
I don't know. I feel like I'd enjoy it more if I understood it more, to be honest.
Yeah, that's my problem. I don't understand it, and for a game like Minecraft, I don't want to understand it. It's fucking Minecraft.
Yeah, we're Minecraft gamers. Look forward to our future Minecraft stream where we try and explain simple concepts to Adam.
I don't know how redstone works. Woo!
Man, we should do like a
Please
redstone learning
don't.
stream. That would be so dumb.
Please don't. I would advise you don't make me sit through that. There's a reason. You know what? I got an A in physics the year we had to do circuits. What the fuck was I doing?
Hey, leave a comment if you want Adam to struggle through redstone.
Please don't.
Sean, you're not allowed to leave the comment. It doesn't count. Sorry, we really steamrolled over Sean. He was actually saying something. There.
Sean, let me unsteamroll over you. Let me reverse the steamroller.
Beep beep. Let's go.
I've unflattened you.
I don't think he's here, so I think Sean's probably
he's
busy.
dead.
So Adam, what's your thoughts on DMCA right now? Do you think it's a genuine problem?
Well,
Do you think it's gonna fuck up Twitch?
Honestly, I watched the Kappa Kaiju video on it talking about it, and just like it's the fact that like it's this one media company just going down hard on it. I saw on livestream fails today someone getting banned because of a Twitch clip from 2015.
Damn. Yeah, it seems to only be old VODs.
It makes me wonder why.
What do you
like
mean?
I'd understand no, because I'd understand if it was an actual infringement of copyright. But like, what do they gain from going after like 5-year-old clips? Of course, it's like automated like services.
Well, they gain nothing. It's the same as YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, they maybe gain a little monetization or
Yeah.
something.
But
I
with
don't know
Twitch,
how
I
it
feel
works on
like
Twitch. I think the
Yeah.
VOD just gets deleted on Twitch, actually.
the
so
VOD gets deleted, your channel gets striked.
Yeah, there's a lot less value in doing it on
There
Twitch.
I saw, right, Vinny of like Vine Sauce, he has
Yeah.
a band, and he's talked about how like, like one of his friends made a video. He's also in, it's like he worked with the band and he used their music, and it got struck by like an automated thing that was like, not even related to them, because it thought their music sounded like someone else's music.
Oh, it was similar or had the same chord progression or something.
So it decided to copy strike it for some other person's music when it was in fact an original song.
Oh, okay.
And it makes like I just wonder like a DM right. Of course everyone's saying like, oh, this will kill Twitch. It'll be a Twitch X. It's not gonna be a Twitch X.
I don't think it will. And
you don't have a replacement.
Yeah, and a lot of my confidence in how it'll be okay is, so I follow a lot of chess streamers. I'm big on the chess right now. I'm really that Queen's Gambit and PogChamp's really been making Twitch pop.
Is this your way that you're gonna segue into chess?
So I've been watching a lot of it. Maybe later, but my first point is Hikaru Nakamura and Gotham Chess are two of the like biggest chess streamers about right now. They both play extremely copyrighted music on their streams. Like, they're playing like Justin Bieber, fucking Billy Joel level, gonna get copyrighted on their streams. And they're fine. Nothing is happening to them.
It's not gonna get, like, really badly struck.
Twitch isn't gonna lose people like that. Like, say Twitch decides, fuck you, and loses those two guys. The chess category fundamentally changes.
Yeah. They want to protect their big earners, but the problem is they can't really negotiate to save the smaller ones.
But you can't have one rule for certain people and another for...
I just spent all day studying legal theory, so yeah, you have to have rules that work the same for everyone, or else that's fundamentally unjust.
Yeah, so if you're protecting the big guys, you have to protect the little guys in some way. because it'll be the same rule that applies to all channels, you know?
Yeah.
But basically what those two are citing is that in the email that streamers received, only partners received it, by the way, so I can't comment. I've not read the email. Is that it's a little more specific about VODs and stuff like that, so you don't really need to worry about live strikes right now. It might become a problem in the future, but it's not right now, so they're playing it while they can. Which is kind of a fair argument. Like,
yeah, like enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
But then that creates, like, Twitch is a big gaming platform. What do games use? Copyrighted music?
Yeah.
Like, every time someone, like, it's like every time, like, XQC streamed GTA 5 a couple days ago, he had to mute the in-game radio, and the game just feels really empty.
Yeah, I love the in-game radio in GTA 5 as well. It has, like, a whole range of people in it. Like, it has folk you love and, like, grime artists that I love, which is, like, such a huge range.
It's got, like, it really encompasses, like, it's a big radio station in a country that encapsulates there's something for everyone. But now you kind of, like, and then, like, going into the nitty-gritty of GTA 5, your, like, what character you play will sometimes, like, automatically change the station to the stations they like as, like, a little tidbit of, like, oh.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. But if you take that away, that's a little bit of personality you lose. You lose Franklin playing, like, West Coast rapper stuff, you know?
Yeah.
You just, there's a little sprinkle that's being left out.
It just makes you wonder, like, why, like, music, like, reviews are, like, reviewing games are like under fair use. Why isn't listening to a soundtrack within a game within fair use?
Yeah, or even if you want to take it further, listening to a soundtrack live. Because Anthony Fantano, even though he's a prominent music reviewer, never plays any music on his channel at all.
Yeah, of course, because he can't.
Yeah, because he can't. It's not allowed. But imagine how much that would help, like, convey his point.
Yeah, because, like, how many people do you think are, like, I mean, like, oh, I watched that Anthony Fantano video and I'm kind of curious about it. Do I really want to look it up, or do I just wish that he'd played it during the video?
Yeah, or even a snippet of it to see if I like that sounded.
Like, play, like, a 5-second fucking soundbite.
But this is another thing as well. I follow a few streamers who are music streamers who play guitar live or play piano live and play popular songs, because that's what people want to hear. People want to hear popular songs.
People want to hear the people.
That's a cover. Is that not protected under fair use? Because it's still going to get struck the same way.
No, covers aren't really protected. It's because of it's kind of weird. We didn't really dive into much for, like, IPs this year in property law, but it's like, I distinctly remember, like, covers are kind of in a you need to ask the artist for permission.
Then why are you allowed to be, like, an Elvis impersonator and not get, like, sued?
Because precedent, like, really.
Yeah, that happens all the time. Like, whenever you go to any big music festival,
you're an Elvis impersonator, or there's a busker on the street playing a One Direction song. It's never like fucking tackle him. It's always like, yeah, that's fine.
Or even if you go to a big music, even if you go to a big music festival, there's, like, people cover songs.
People cover songs, yeah. And like, big artists cover other big artist songs, but apparently if you
small artists also cover big artist songs, though, who definitely don't have permission to do it, but they never get in trouble. But they're directly monetizing that. You know, because they're playing at a festival.
Yeah, of course.
So how's that any different from Twitch?
God knows. It's just it's because I think it's just a disparity in, like, the systems and what law applies where.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's not like of course we have, like, the European copyright system, but the US copyright thing is a lot more privatized. I'm pretty sure, like, the patents company, not the patent, like, the patents people in the UK are a government body. For IPs and copyright, you go to a government body.
That makes sense.
I'm pretty sure in the States, like, DMCA and everything, that's all privately regulated. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because there was a Kapakaiji video, and he was, like, looking at, like, the board of the people who run the company that's been doing all the strikes, and it's like, here's the 3 chairmen, they all work for Universal Music Group. like some of them are board members of other big record companies.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of the American FCC people, like
Yeah.
people in those companies used to work for like AT&T and stuff like that, which is obviously not fair.
Like, I understand appointing people on base of expertise, but if it's something like, here's a private business about copyright, and we know everything we know about copyright, we're going to get all of our money from you, and we're going to get it when we want it.
Yeah, I think copyright is a very difficult issue, and like in general, really.
Yeah.
But I think there's a good way to handle it and a bad way to handle it, and currently
Twitch has
it's not handled it
very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think copyright needs to be fixed though, because there's a bunch of things that have been like taken out of copyright, like taken out of public use.
Taken out of the public domain, yeah.
Yeah, and that's really not good. Like,
it's like I suppose it's like two fundamental arguments going up against one another. It's like there's like the basis of a right to have like your own property, but then of course there's the basis of like people get to enjoy stuff. So it's like, why can't I reclaim this property as my own?
Well, our amigo chat is making the argument that DMCAers take it from a standpoint that's
we have people in chat.
Yeah, Joseph. It's taking away from from actual musicians. So say they upload their song to YouTube and someone else does a stream with that song.
Yeah.
Then the person is going to watch the stream, and once they've heard the song on the stream, they're not going to click it on YouTube. But I think much to the contrary, if you hear it on stream and you're like, I like this song, it's going to drive traffic to the YouTube video.
Honestly, like, I feel like it'd be a lot like, see if it's a small music and like not small music. See if it's like a small artist and I hear their music on Spotify. If I hear their music in like a video, like there are times where I've stopped YouTube videos to be like, who the fuck did that song? Open Shazam, replays part of the video. Yeah, I'll add that to my Spotify playlist.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's like a big consumption of media. But like, if I want to listen to a song, I'll be like, "Hey, that intrigued me."
Man, fuck Joseph. There's probably a comment down below on this video right now made by Joseph. Please go and bully him if you're reading the comments.
What about you?
I'm kidding. Please don't bully Joseph.
We were just talking about copyright and telling Joseph to.
Yeah, fuck you, Joseph. We hate our fans. Sean, actually, now that you're back, I have an accusation. 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 That's the right word. Did you ever read that fucking book?
You can try. What book?
Last week, we were talking about a book right at the beginning of the podcast. And we were like, oh, that's shorter than a Harry Potter book. You could read that. You should read that so you can talk about it next time.
The Patrick Ness one.
Yeah. You didn't read it.
No. I have exams next week, man.
Yeah.
Bro, you gotta read, you gotta gain that knowledge. Yeah,
homie,
realistically, doing this podcast during exam season is bold. It's especially a bold time to start this podcast.
I'm not usually studying at this time of day.
But I think
I'm always in like a limbo of when I study.
Okay, I take back what I said. Please go down and bully Joseph as hard as possible. He seems really into it. Yeah, I think there's definitely there's value in this podcast. I think it's good to have a little break as well. But I think
warm, I take a nice shower.
I think by the time that we get into like January and stuff, and it's only me that has exams.
You have January.
The podcast will maybe talk a little bit less about how difficult uni is. So I think a good way to wrap up the podcast would just be chatting about Spotify Wrapped, since that's something that everyone has kind of been seeing on their timeline.
Is there a way I can go through mine again so we can all just do it at the same time?
Yeah, no, you can look at it again on the app.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can just click on it.
I'm gonna right. Let me. I have it saved in my. It's like, oh, we'll keep the playlist for you if you'd like, and I. Oh, sorry, everyone. I just coughed into the mic. Fuck. Please guide me towards it.
It should just be...
I'm trying it on desktop.
Actually,
wait.
Not been able to access it on desktop.
I will try it on the app on my phone then.
It's like the first thing that appears on the app for me. There's also a link on
there it
the
is.
Twitter page.
Year 2020 Wrapped. Okay. So do we want to go through ours like thing by thing?
Can I do that on desktop?
Sure.
Am I able to? Oh wait, no. If I do it on desktop, it will play the music, and then I'll get fucking DMCA.
Yeah, you can quickly hit the mute button.
Well, no, because then it'll mute you guys as well. I'm recording it through the same.
No, there's a mute button on.
There's a mute button in the Wrapped itself.
Oh, okay, right.
In the very top right corner.
So
mute is just in case.
Mute everything, then start it, then mute it, then unmute.
Okay. You guys are muted. I can hear you, but stream can't hear you. Where do I go to get Spotify Wrapped? Boys?
At the same time.
Okay, in that case, I have pictures of my Spotify Wrapped. Sean and Adam are going to just go through theirs, and I'm not going to go through mine.
My Wrapped is finally here. Okay, so I'll go through mine first, and then
I'll close mine right now then, so it doesn't run through.
I discovered 221 new artists this year.
Damn.
Yeah, I was actually also surprised. I've listened to 256 genres, including 61 new ones. My top genres, I found this one a bit weird, right? So, Electro House was number 1, Modern Rock was number 2, Regular Rock's number 3, number 5 is Pop, number 4 I kept to last because it's listed as Gaming EDM.
Oh.
Yeah, no idea. It lists my top song of the year as Dreaming Of by Foles, which I've listened to an embarrassingly large amount of times. First stream was January 27th. Day with most streams was February 14th. My 100th stream was on March 27th. My total streams is 144.
I've got higher total streams on my top
Adam,
song.
if you hold it there, I'll do mine up to that point then.
Okay.
And then we'll just...
I've got mine open as well.
Because then we can compare our top 5 stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Start off with a win. 156 new artists.
I've got both you guys beat. I've got both you guys destroyed. 753. 753.
Genre list. We listened to 243 genres this year, including 70 new ones.
That's a lot of genres.
Top genres were Modern Rock, Pop, Showtunes, Rock, and Stomp and Holler.
What the fuck is Stomp and Holler?
I've only listened to 357 genres this year and 155 new ones.
That's kind of wild. My top song was Something Comforting by Porter Robinson.
Oh, I'm surprised by that.
What's your top song, Adam?
Well, I said my top song. I said it was the Falls one.
Oh, right. Mine's Alone Together by Quadeca. If you don't know who Quadeca is, he's like a YouTuber / rapper with like 1 million subs or something. So I really shouldn't be shouting him out. But he makes music and he's pretty good.
Yeah, my first stream of Something Comforting was on March 30th when it released. And day with most streams was March 30th, the day it released.
My first stream was May 7th, and my most streams was June 7th.
I thought you were going to say my most streams was May 7th.
My 50th stream was July 22nd.
Oh, it didn't tell me my 50th stream?
Yeah, I only got my 100th.
Yeah, I didn't get all that.
I don't know.
And I had 180 streams.
Did Sean not listen to us enough?
Right. I reckon I must have listened to Spotify on offline a lot, because...
Nah, mate, it counted on my Dreaming Of listens as being mine, and I used all of, that's in the playlist that I used for being on the subway.
Yeah, I listen offline most of the time when I'm, like, walking the dog and stuff.
My thinking was, right, I have dropped an insane amount this year on listen. I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but my listen to this year was around 18,000 minutes. My listen to last year was 59,000 minutes,
That's so
which is
much.
kind of wild.
Yeah, that's a
It's kind
lot.
of wild.
Mine was
Let's wait.
33. I was
Right.
pretty high.
Yeah.
But...
Let's
My
hold
thinking-
on. Let's hold on. We still got our current ones to do.
Yeah. It was just a small comment on it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my thinking was, not having to commute to uni is a big change on how much I
Yeah.
listen to Spotify. Okay.
Yeah, shall we do our
Adam,
top
yeah.
fives? Yeah, I'll do. Right, I'll do my like remainder of the thing. Yeah, so my top 5 songs of the year are there. A lot of them, right? So the first one was "Dreaming of" by Foles. Third one was "Wash Off" by Foles. My second one was one called "Dreamcatcher" by Robotaki. "Desire" by Louis LaRoche. And number 5 is actually kind of surprising. It's I'm assuming, yeah, it's the one from the Cyberpunk E3 reveal, the one by Grime 4 AM. Like, that is my 5th most listened to, and that's purely just because, like, they're in my, like, offliney playlist.
Right. Yeah, my most listened to is literally a playlist in order from start to finish.
Right. Let me
Gilbert,
just...
do you want to go next? Top song?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gilbert,
sure.
you just
I've
do your
got
top five.
"Alone Together" by Quadeca. Yeah, a big fan, obviously.
Yeah.
Ladbroke Grove, AJ Tracy, What's Poppin', Jack Harlow, Big Michael by Stormzy, and then Where'd You Go by Quadeca again. And literally, I have those in a playlist. It's just one of my monthly playlists. But I listen to so much music that month. And those are, if you look at the playlist, it's got those 5 songs in that order at the start of the playlist. So, Alone Together is just at the top because occasionally I didn't make it to the, like, all the way through or something, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it's literally, my top songs is just a playlist. Boys, top podcast.
This one, right. Wait, no. Sean hasn't done his top 5 yet.
Oh, okay, sorry. On you go, Sean.
My top 5 songs this year, of course, number 1 was Something Comforting by Paul Robson. Number 2 was Dream 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 by Marion. Number 3 was The Phoenix by Fall Out Boy. Number 4 was Heavy with Hoping by Marion. And number 5 was No Fear No More by Marion.
A lot of Marion and Porter Robinson in there. That's 4 out of the 5.
That album a lot.
Yeah.
I listened to that album so much. Good Faith is incredible, and it's Grammy nominated. Now. Everyone should listen to it.
If we want to move on to top podcast,
Adam, can I make a guess at your top podcast?
Guess.
Is it Just Roll? No, not Just Roll With It. Yeah, Just Roll With It. That's the name.
Yeah, it's Just Roll With It. I listened to 30 episodes for a total of 4,000 minutes.
What was your most listened to in a day?
I don't get that one because hold on. Let me get through my podcast. Right, I'll just do the whole podcast section. So Just Roll With It was my top one. In total, I spent 7,000 minutes listening to podcasts.
That's so much more than me.
I fucking love podcasts. So I have my top 5 include. It's actually quite a good list. If I can, yeah, there we go. So spent 7,000 minutes listening, and then the top 5 is so Just Roll With It's number 1. The Formula One Beyond the Grid podcast is number 2. Black Box Down, the Rooster Teeth plane crash podcast that Sean told me about 3 weeks ago. I binge listened to, and I still listen to because I really enjoy it. Number 4 is it's called Dark Poutine. It's like a Canadian true crime thing.
Oh, okay,
and then
I think you've talked about it.
Yeah, and then number 5's Perilous Storytelling, which is another D&D podcast, which is like Brand Daniel, Shammy, like Mandalore Gaming. It's another very good one. Totally didn't take some influences from the D&D campaign
Just
I'm running.
to roll off of yours, Adam. My top podcast was Black Box Down.
That's my boy.
My number 2 was the Rooster Teeth podcast. My number 3 was Roll With It, and my number 4 was Dark Poutine.
Do you only have 4? Is that the only podcast you listen to?
I only
Gilbert,
have
what
3.
was yours then?
I only have 3.
Wow.
I have RT podcast, News in Slow Spanish, and Duolingo Spanish podcast.
Wow.
I only spent 304 minutes listening to podcasts, and it was
awful short.
basically all Rooster Teeth podcast. I listened to like 3 episodes of Rooster Teeth podcast in one day, and they're all like 100 minutes. So it's literally I listened to podcasts on one day. If you, the listeners at home, are a fan of listening to podcasts, though, we should be on Spotify soon. So
hopefully.
Check out Audible Me on Spotify if you'd rather listen to it in that format. We're looking at getting it on there.
Right.
Get a Pioneer bit?
I actually, before we do that, I got a thing for like binge listening to 8 in a row for Dark Poutine because I was playing the Outer Worlds at the time and I needed background noise. But yeah, so who did you pioneer for, Sean?
I pioneered. I listened to No Fear No More, the remix featuring Earth Gang. So not the one that was in my top 5, but the one I actually prefer.
The other one.
It didn't come out till like halfway through the year, so I listened to No Fear No More a hell of a lot already, and then I started listening to the remix when it came out, and the remix is just it basically doesn't change the original song. It just fills the like instrumental bits with like kind of rapping, and then adds like backing singing to the big bits. And like the song on its own is really good, but like see when it adds like it's not big rap, Gilbert. It's not what you're like.
Yeah.
I expect.
No,
like,
I know Earth Gang. I know what they do.
Yeah, but like the No Fear No More Earth Gang remix is muy bueno. I listened to it before it hit 50,000 streams.
I would like to contribute mine, which was kind of a strange one that I didn't expect. It's a song by Metric, not Metric like the band that did the music in Scott Pilgrim. Metric like the DJ.
Okay.
It's just I listened to one of his tracks, "Dying Light," before it had 50k streams, which I was surprised about because it's one of the ones that just came up in my release radar, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice." I didn't expect to get to it like early as shit, but hey.
Adam, you know the Watsky album I said that I was rather disappointed in early in the year?
And let me guess, you got the credential for pioneering it?
And then I said that I actually did like it later on in the year. One of the songs on that, The Price of Growing Up, I pioneered that.
Nice. What's your top decade, gentlemen?
What do you mean?
Wait,
did you not get it back? Yeah, throw it back.
Oh.
Did you not get it? What'd you throw it back?
The 2000s.
Yeah, same.
I don't listen to anything older than that.
I do though, which makes me wonder. Like, I binge listened to Blue Monday like 4 nights of fucking.
Me and Sean did a Spotify thing ages ago, and my top listens to decades is 2020s.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This year surpasses all music before it. That's insane.
What was everyone's top song of their top decade?
Ooh, I didn't get a top song.
I didn't get that.
Comes up with that.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
I didn't get that.
Oh well.
Sorry, Sean?
Yeah, your audio cut out.
Oh no, it did tell me it was
So
Serious by Dmca.
Let me see what mine is. Right, Sean, you say yours real quick.
It comes up when you
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
Mine was Chelsea Dagger by the Fratellis.
This was a really random one. Like, it says my top song from the 2000s was Light Up the Night by the Protomen, which is like a band that I got from a backing track and someone doing a video essay on Metal Gear Solid 4. Which is a very strange for that being my top decade. Right, so I'll just segment the top artists.
I'm fuming about my top artist. I'm actually raging.
Right. Well, right. Alright, you take your time, Sean.
Apologize for any background music there because my
don't
headphones
worry,
died.
Sean. We heard fucking nothing.
Yeah, it's okay, Sean.
My noise suppression turned off. So if it's windy right there, or you can hear, you can hear Fairy Tale of New York in the background, my brother is next door.
No, we can't hear shit. Don't worry.
I assume you changed input because you do sound drastically different.
Yeah, his input is, I think, shouting into
Oh no, I
surface.
plugged in a different pair headset.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm raging about my top artist, like genuinely.
Right. You do your top artist first, since you seem pissed about it.
It could have been Logic, it could have been Quadeca, it could have been Gambino again. I listened to plenty of them this year. It could have been AJ Tracy, it could have been Dmca. I listened to tons of Dmca. You know who it fucking was? It was KSI.
What?
It was
Are
KSI.
you fucking taking the piss, Gilbert?
I'm in the top 1% of his listeners, cause people like he doesn't have like loyal listeners. He has a lot of listeners.
He's got you.
Wear it like a badge of honor. Eat a fucking dick, Spotify.
So I got Foles as my top artist of the. I'm in their top 0.5%, which was very surprising.
I'm in KSI's top 1%, and I'm raging about it.
What was your minutes listened to like the song of theirs that's like?
Oh, does it give you that?
Yeah, if you click on it and then wait till it loads, it tells you like, wow, you listened to this much of this song. Like for me, I'll just do mine because it's here. I listened to Dreaming Of. Dreaming Of was my favorite song. And I spent 845 minutes listening to their music.
Damn.
Oh, like them specifically, not us.
Like
oh, right, okay.
Not the song, the band. Yeah,
so I was top 1% of their listeners this year. Hey, I'm sorry, KSI, if you're watching this. Your songs do bang. Like, that is why I listen to them. But I am mad that it was not Quadeca or something. Because I thought I listened to way more of them. But my favorite song by them was Down Like That, which is really what I think Down Like That is the song that transitioned KSI from being kind of bleh to actually pretty good. Like, to actually rateable. And I started listening to him, you know. I spent 1,325 minutes listening to that. Listening to their music.
Your turn, Sean.
Yeah, and you.
My top artist was Twin Atlantic.
Yeah, I expected that.
Yeah, I'm not shocked at all.
I am in the top 0.1% of their listeners.
Fucking hell.
0.1, bruh.
Yeah.
0.1 club, good job.
Twin Atlantic aren't huge, to be fair, so that does make sense.
Yeah, but...
I saw the thing, I mean, that's still like...
Oh,
I mean,
no, that's
can
still
be compared to
a
it's a
lot
ratio.
of people listen to them.
Yeah, that's fucking impressive, I will be honest. I thought 0.5 for a big band like Foles was good, but fuck me.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to point, just like quickly, I saw someone on Twitter that got retweeted that they were in the top 0.0001% of Dodie listeners.
That's insane.
I saw someone getting on the Celeste subreddit, it was like 0.001 of like the person that makes the Celeste soundtrack.
Do you reckon you actually have to make an effort to like listen to someone that much?
Nah, if you listen to like, see if you're the kind of person that listens to like a full album rather than a playlist.
I do that. I listen to Logic's album, the only one he dropped this year, by the way. Fucking so many times.
Idea, mate, how you...
Logic isn't even in my top 5. He got done so dirty. I'm so mad.
Mate, you fucking love Logic.
I listen to so much Logic and he's not even in there. I'm so mad.
Right. Let me go through my top 5 because it's a kind of mixed top 5.
Okay.
Just quickly before, I listened. The favorite song of Twin Atlantic was Volcano, and I'd listened to 1,516 minutes of their music.
That's a lot.
Wait, 1,516.
1,500. Of their music in general. Yeah.
That's not even that much more than I listen to of KSI. I'm fucking goddammit.
You listen to a fucking lot of KSI.
I did not do it on purpose. I just happened to, I guess.
Right.
He releases one fucking album, man. I listen to that much fucking KSI.
It's my top 5 here. It's a pretty mixed top 5. Surprisingly, I'm gonna miss out number 3 because it's a shock one. So I listened to 802 artists this year. My top artist was Foles, second was Two Door Cinema Club, 4 was Unlike Pluto, and 5 was Metric, the one with a K, not with a C, which I'm pretty... Oh, fuck, I can't remember. Yeah, that's the DJ and not the band that did the music in Scott Pilgrim. My number 3 was Borislav Slavov, the composer of the Divinity Original Sin 2
How is that a
soundtrack.
shock? You love the Divinity Original Sin 2.
I do love
For
that
context,
soundtrack.
for anyone listening to Divinity
slaps.
Original Sin 2 is a strategy game that Adam and Joseph and Sean all love, and recently got me to get, so we might be playing a little bit of that soon.
Pog. Yeah. Right, and then now, so that's the end of mine. So it's up to...
I have listened to 615 artists this year. The ones that were in just talked about it were Twin Atlantic, then Marion, then the original Broadway cast of Hamilton, and then Lin-Manuel Miranda, and then Leslie Odom Jr. Now I feel that's a bit unrepresentative considering, like,
Is it?
That's a lot of Hamilton.
3, 4, and 5. No,
Yeah, they're all
because
Hamilton.
number 3, number 4, and number 5 are all credited on the same songs.
Oh, of course. So it's like inflating the metrics a little.
Yeah. I listened to 1,256 artists this year, by the way. Yeah.
Didn't even know there's that many fucking grime artists in the world, mate.
I listen to a lot of artists a week.
Right. Right. You do your top. All right, Sean, you finish, then Gilbert do your top 5, and then we can all do our minutes.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if all 3 of the like Hamilton things were all bundled into one. The like Porter would be 4, and
Marion
probably Dodie would be 5.
Really?
No, Marion was 2.
Oh yeah, Marion was 2. What was I saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, just if you're watching this visually, you can see it. But if you're just listening to this, our friend Joseph got Borislav Slavov was his number 1 artist.
That's my boy. Let's
He
go.
loves the Divinity soundtrack. And yeah, my top artists were KSI, Dmca, who's a grime artist from the UK. Big up, he's great. Watsky, Stormzy, who is also a grime artist from the UK, but he's way bigger, so you probably know who he is. And Quadeca, obviously. I'm shocked that Quadeca's 5th.
Quadeca's really low down for how much he's going to be in love with Quadeca.
If I had to pick my top artists, it would probably be Quadeca, Dmca, Logic, Watsky, and then probably KSI. To be fair, I did listen to quite a lot of his music. My top genre was rap, though. That's absolutely not shocking.
Yeah, that's not
rap
really a
and then
surprise,
UK hip hop. So,
but kids, what's our total minutes listened? Mine seems really low.
Same.
Mine's 29,143 minutes.
Mine's higher than both of yours.
Right, so mine's 29,143. Gilbert, what's yours?
Mine was. Alright, Gilbert for first.
Yeah, Gilbert's.
No, I've got the big one. Sean,
yeah.
you go
first.
Okay.
Sean, you go first.
Mine was only 18,278.
Wow, Sean, I
have
picture
no
you as a
idea.
person that, right, in
Yeah,
my mind,
Sean
you're a person
strikes
that
me
has
as a
your
big
fucking
listener.
earbuds in all the time.
I do.
Last year you said you got like 50,000 as well.
Yeah, you got so much.
I have no idea how it's so low. I listen to music all the time on Spotify. I have no physical clue how it's that low.
Are you a poser? Are you a poser, Sean?
Right. Mine is not ridiculous. Mine is 35,683. It's quite a lot.
Right, that's not.
But it's not insane.
It's a lot, but it's not. It's not like
I
a big
listen to
leap from
Spotify
mine
a lot
either.
when I'm playing Xbox, and I listen to it when I'm walking my dog
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's quite a bit. But I have a friend who got more than double me.
What the fuck?
He's one person.
How?
Only he has a Spotify account. It's only him. My friend Connor got like I think like 29k, and he shares it with someone. But I have a friend who got 77,000 minutes listened, and he's the only person who uses it.
I'm putting it in a days. 70,000 minutes.
14% of his year. 14% of his year, and it's not even over yet.
That's 53 days.
53 days. Yeah, 14% of his year. How insane is that? 14% of the time he spent existing, he was listening to Spotify. And a lot of that is sleeping, by the way. Like.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
No,
that probably inflates my metrics a lot.
But
too.
like, say if he didn't listen to it when he was sleeping, that 14% is so much, because it was suddenly it's like 28%.
It's also still a big ass number, even when he's not sleeping.
So much. Like I was boggled, and he was just like, "Oh, I just the 77k this year," because I think he got like 100k last year.
Right. That's like.
At that point, do you have an intervention for too much music?
That's like at least a quarter of the year by that point.
Yeah.
Because it's
I am aiming for 100k this year. I'm gonna listen to a lot of Spotify.
Sean, if we have this podcast in a year's time and you're at 100k,
Sean's OD'd and he's partially dead.
Yeah, Sean can't hear anymore. But he made the 100k.
Too much.
Bro, that's insane. 100k.
To be fair, I think partially why I might be so low, if it's not like a bug or anything, which I don't think it is. It's probably pretty sound. Is that I have switched to audiobooks a lot this year.
Probably.
Okay.
I do listen to a lot of music when I think about it. Like
mostly...
I listen whenever we're playing Xbox, and a
yeah,
lot of the
you
time.
do while we're talking, and I don't know how you can do that. I have to wait until like.
I just like music.
If I listen to music, I'm like fucking pacified. I'm not in a big ranty rambling mood. But then like the moment everyone goes off, I'm like, yes, time to play some story-driven game while listening to a podcast.
Nah, see whenever we have those late night 3 a.m. chats that get really deep into it, I'm listening to fucking Spotify.
Yeah, that's a lot of a brighter image than that. We had one of those like last week, mate.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'd also like if my mental image was always just like you sitting in the dark, being really deep. But now the fact that it's you sitting in the dark listening to grime kind of brightens up the mental image, I guess.
It's really odd, isn't it? Yeah, it's not always grime, to be fair. Boys, we have to think of an enticing title. I don't know what I'm gonna call this one. I can't call it every 2021 film.
Well, you can make it a portmanteau of something to do with Spotify Wrapped.
I'll think of it.
I'm trying to come up with a title that doesn't have dick or cum in it, like right off
I
the
don't
bat.
think that can go in the title. But it can go at the end of the video, boys. Thank you for watching. Nah, but for real, anyone who's listening right now, we really appreciate it, whether it's on YouTube or Spotify, or you're watching the Twitch VOD, or you're watching Twitch live right now. We really appreciate you listening, and hopefully you tune in next Thursday. Hopefully it's still available next Thursday.
Same pog time, same pog week.
Same pog time, same pog week.
I'll be 2 exams in by next Thursday. So wish me luck.
I'll be almost 2 exams in, but we'll
Sean
see.
and Adam will be giving us an exam review, and I will be telling you if I've failed my course due to not having projects in.
I don't think the law board would like that, but we'll see.
Right. Thanks anyone who listened.
Peace
see you
out,
next
all.
week.